Stream didn't even start, and I have the strong urge to tell you how to do things.
You're already
all right.
live.
So that makes sense.
Just have to switch to the right screen. Okay, everyone. I hope we're live. I think we're live. And this is CrossCode, and with me is Regiden or Stefan Lange from Radical Fish Games.
Hey.
Say hello,
What's
Stefan.
up?
That's not hello.
I say whatever I want.
Okay, so
Or I go.
Yeah, of course. Say whatever you
play
want.
It this way or no.
It's okay. I play it my way. I don't bend to any rules. Okay, so Stefan, you're a developer at Radical Fish Games and the developer part of the development team on CrossCode.
One of the developers.
That's correct.
The other one is Felix, programming-wise, so to speak.
Okay, why don't you tell the viewers so far what this game is all about while I'll start the game.
The 6 viewers.
The 6 viewers, of course, there are hopefully coming more.
Yeah, I guess everyone right now on stream probably knows what CrossCode is about. So, but yeah, CrossCode is an action RPG. A strange mixture between Secret of Mana, Yoshi's Island, and Zelda. If that makes any sense.
Can you tell in a short sentence how those games are how this game is influenced by those games you just talked about, by Yoshi's Island?
Secret of Mana is basically the perspective, this top down, and the battle system on the map. There's no transition between the fighting. Yoshi's Island, there is a ball mechanic. Basically, CrossCode started as this idea to take Yoshi's Island ball throwing or egg throwing mechanic and put it into a top-down view. But then we kind of thought like, oh, we like RPGs, let's make RPGs out of CrossCode, out of the Belzer ball idea.
Oh yeah, the Belzer ball idea. That was an RPG Maker game, right?
I mean, you know it.
I know, of course I know it, but I want to pretend I don't know it because this makes the stream more interesting.
The stream lags a bit.
Sorry, I just said. Yeah, I know, because I forgot to pause my stream, so my connection wouldn't make any problems. I have to concentrate on playing the game all the time. Sorry.
Yeah, I see you switching out and in.
So short question I always had, and it just going to ask you. This intro sequence, this is going to be explained in the full game, is this right? No?
Yes, definitely. There's going to be context later on. What we did here is basically take this usual trope, put you into a place you don't know where you are, put you into a character you don't know who it is, and just walk somewhere and something bad happens. And
okay, because I want to ask this because this intro it reminds me of so many JRPGs I played on the Super Nintendo and stuff, and where it puts you basically at the end of the game, then at the beginning of the game again, and when you get to the end, the game is that part is changed up a bit. So I don't know, a bigger dungeon or more puzzles, more enemies, more fights. That's why I kind of hope that this intro sequence gets explained or comes again, kind of like a book.
Yeah. Well, it's not like the games you play. It's not like you will be seeing the same scene later on in the game, but it will make sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Some people already theorize where this place could be, and some are already correct.
Oh, okay. I have to say honestly, I didn't follow those theories, but sounds interesting at least. I mean, I personally don't know at all where this could take place, what this is all about and stuff.
Good thing.
But
Oh
well,
no,
the game isn't finished
Oni-san.
anyway, so... Oh no, Oni-san, notice me, senpai!
Yeah, of course, I see everything 50 seconds later. So I don't know
Chat,
if it... So, but probably you're probably already playing Leia right now.
It's in the loading screen, in the transition to Leia, yes. It should be a delay of roughly 15 seconds, I think.
No.
10 to 15 seconds.
So this is the early access version, right?
Yeah, right. Early access version on Steam. I think it's the 0.3 version. So the current version. Because I already got to the point yesterday where it says there's no more story from here on out, and but some quests, yeah, basically Rookie Harbor is
right.
as far as I got.
You didn't play Autumn's Rise and Bergen Trail? Alright.
Nope.
Something. So you played this yesterday, then you can tell me
Yes.
what your impression is so far.
Yes, of course. I mean, this tutorial sequence I played more than once already, of course, and I think it's just to say that it's a nice tutorial because it definitely teaches you all the things you need to know about the game, and yeah, it teaches you how to move the camera, how to do stuff.
We always like to say we try to make it so that it feels very organic. So it's not text.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously not some kind of Super Mario Brothers-esque tutorial, but it's a tutorial that you don't want to skip actually, because it's kind of part of the story, and it's not that long anyway. The how do I say this? It is over quick. You just learn everything in one go, and everything you learn after, it's yeah, well.
Björn, I think your Skype still makes some sounds for the stream. Yeah, whenever someone writes you.
Oh, of course. Yeah, moment. Just a moment. Okay, that's done. So, that dude with the green hair in the monitor is
or
called
Sergey,
right?
Probably the English pronunciation.
Sergey, sorry. Sergey, yeah, okay. I'll roll with that. Sergey, he actually always reminded me of Hal from
No,
Metal Gear
not at
Solid,
all.
and
No.
he,
No.
Is he supposed? Not?
Actually, personally, think
Okay.
it looks a bit like
Because,
Felix.
Okay, yeah, okay, that's true too. But no, every time I see him and he says something, I always imagine Christopher Randolph voicing him. So there's that.
The inspiration is so. What we try here is in CrossCode is to give every character some kind of what's the English word? Let me think about that.
Say the German word.
Yeah, some nationality, right? So Sergey comes from the Ukraine. No, what's the English word? Ukraine,
Ukraine,
and
yeah.
Carter is from the USA. And we try to reflect that in the names and everything. So Sergey, he
That
actually
makes
has
sense.
a last name, but I don't want to spoil it yet.
Yeah, okay, that's. I think you don't get to know his last name in this part of the.
There's no.
In this version.
It will be. You can find it later in some data entry in the menu. But I don't want to say it if you can find it out. Small mystery. Everyone has basically every human character you meet. So no, not an avatar has a first and a last name. And we always try to come up with a name for if you meet a player like Emily. So Emily, we will see her later, and we will see later her nickname, her in-game name, and her normal name.
Yeah. I hate these threads, by the way. They move around. So
You are
fast.
just bad.
This is actually, yeah, of course I'm bad, but that's why I say this. Since I'm not the best player, obviously, and don't have the greatest aim, especially with a mouse and keyboard, and even more with a controller, I really think those threads are just a tad too fast, just a little bit. But maybe that's just me. I don't know.
I mean, I always hit everything. So.
You're the developer of the game, of course, to hit everything. I expect.
Just to clarify, Bill and I are close friends. I'm not.
Yes, of course. We know us way longer than this game exists.
I don't know. The moment we met this game,
not as long as Welsar Ball exists, but longer than you and Felix work on this game.
That's for sure. Man, we're getting old, especially you.
Thanks for the compliment. Yeah, I don't feel old at all.
Actually, you're doing quite well, so
Yeah, I mean, I really see myself as the average player, so
I always test with gamepad, so I have almost zero comparison to the mouse. I'm actually worse with the mouse.
I think
so.
I really prefer the mouse and keyboard controls over the controller controls. Basically, just because it's way easier to aim with a mouse and for.
Yeah, sure. That's why we have both versions.
Yep.
The moment we knew we could implement controller, we just thought we had to do it.
Of course. I mean, it's since the last generation of consoles, PS3, 360, and Wii, basically every game had to have controller support also on PC, so it just makes sense that.
Yeah, but we are kind of bound to the technology the web provides us, right? So since CrossCode is made with HTML5, we can only use what HTML5 gives us. And
of course,
around the time we thought about controller support, or people were asking for controller support, we actually checked, is there a possibility, and there was.
Nice.
But the good thing is that this works very well with the Wii U gamepad too. So we abstracted in a way that we don't need to have that much work to make it possible for the Wii U gamepad.
By the Wii U gamepad, you mean the Pro controller, right?
I mean the gamepad with the touchscreen. The buttons should be the same with the Pro controller. It's really just the screen that's an extra from the technology,
that's right,
from how we access the data, so to speak.
Okay, so are you? Is the Wii U version still a thing, or is this just not?
It is kind of still a thing, so we still have a working prototype, but it didn't run with 60 frames, which is simply the framework Nintendo made isn't very good at the moment. It will be better, I guess. Maybe it already is better. We didn't try it for some time, so there could be improvements. But right now we try to concentrate on the desktop version, and because we know that we have to optimize so much things when we make the Wii U version. And probably if you buy the Wii U version, you want something special, so we built in some touchscreen support, right? So the menu is always visible or something like that.
Of course, yeah, that makes. Yeah, it would make sense to have some touchscreen support. to use the stylus on the touchscreen as the cursor basically, and that so that it works just like.
I mean, so that you can only play it on the game. But yeah, that would be an option too, for instance.
Okay.
All right, you met Captain Jet.
Yep. He is supposed to be from Scotland.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, definitely. But not. He's not completely from Scotland. He's half Scottish,
half
something else. I don't remember what it was, but that's why you can still understand him.
Okay. He's also not drunk all the time, is that right?
No.
He's not drunk all the time.
He's the captain of a
only half the time.
Cargo ship.
Okay.
Welcome to the cargo ship. So there are two small things here to do. I wonder if you noticed them.
You mean right here on the whole ship, or just on this?
On the whole ship.
Where
specifically in the cabins.
Oh shit. Okay. Okay, and I hope I know what you mean with the cabins, but let's see. And I don't think you mean this storage room with the crates and stuff.
No, yeah, you have to go through that, so.
Yeah. Thought so.
I actually like this dialogue. It really shows what character Carla is.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's also in the tutorial where she already shows a lot of character, I think. At least, in my opinion. You just know that she's, well, the person that she is. I don't think I can say what I want to say right now.
Chill, man.
So now I think I'll look for the things I have to. I am able to do.
I think you have to first visit the bow of the boat. Because you can't enter the...
Yeah, I'm just talking to that guy over here, and now I'm out. Who's doing all the pixel art?
A lot of people.
I'm talking specifically now about this view of the city, for example.
The view of the city was done by Felix. Yeah, and like background planet and everything. It's usually Felix is doing. He uses a technique called HD index painting. Yeah.
HD. Okay, that's
the same as used in the game Chasm, which basically makes it easier to draw while still having differing. Some crazy technique with a color ramp in Photoshop, and I don't know, but it's really cool. We use kind of the same technique when we make the avatars. So the avatars, the generic avatars. Those are basically just naked, and then we put some armor on them, and then the color map over that, and then we can generate multiple variants very quickly. That's why we have so much.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds awesome. I mean, I've seen a lot of different naked, so to speak, avatars, and really wondered why you went all the way and did these, basically. I mean, there are at least, I think, 3 or 4 male naked avatars, as far as I remember, and that would be the work I wouldn't put into my game if I had to make it.
Yeah, I think it's just that you need this kind of detail because it's a game in a game, and you can't have so many people looking the same. And I don't know. I think it's just our usual detail thingy. We always want to make the details.
Yeah, it really shows because I mean the animations are all extremely fluid and detailed. The boss on this ship that comes later also shows a lot of animation detail that I actually only saw in games like Metal Slug or other SNK games, and this is something I'm really hyped for seeing in the full game. Seeing more of this.
Which is kind of funny because we reuse so much sprites, so there's a lot of smart usage of sprites to not do too much. I mean, we do create lots of sprites for special moments, like the special technique, the level 3 technique, Shizuka does in the beginning. I think this one has lots of frames. But if you look closely, the throwing balls animation is exactly the same as the close combat one, but with 2 extra attacks. Yeah. I Felix just said that the background in the scene view right now was actually not done with HD pixel. So it was done.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
by hand.
Yeah.
So there you go. He does this crazy kind of things.
Yeah, old school style, basically.
Yeah, but we also have people working on the ship sets, mostly Tina, or Martina, and Teku. And the sprite work, so enemies and animations and effects are done by Felix and T3. And lately also Freeze, our concept artist. And Felix is always involved in every single bit. Especially if it's about changing colors. You will notice that CrossCode has this kind of bluish tone to it.
Of course, yeah. I mean, it starts with Lea's blue hair, and everything else has a blue tint to it. I think the ship is all kinds of blue, and all these containers are very blue, and yeah.
Yeah, we also use blue a lot, or violet, blue-violet for shadows. So.
Yeah. Also, you can also see that on basically the armor or everything that's supposed to be gray also has a kind of violet tone to it. The avatars too. They don't look exactly black and gray. They do look a little bit violetish.
Violetish.
I have to count those containers sometime because I really think that most of them are actually blue.
Yeah, this might
Just
be.
to prove my point.
We're always making jokes about it. Felix likes blue, but it's okay because I would make probably everything reddish because I like red.
Okay.
And
because it's a pretty angry color most of the time, or a fighting.
I'm a pretty angry man.
Yeah, I can tell. Totally angry. Angriest man alive.
Yeah, but blue is totally okay. It fits well in the theme of CrossCode. That's my personal opinion.
Well, I can't say that it doesn't fit. I mean, it all just makes sense because you also start out on the ship. You basically start out on water, which is blue. Obviously, you see the blue sky. You see everything is blue.
There's probably some meta meaning behind it.
Come on.
I'm sure.
Maybe Felix can say something about this as well.
Blue is the color of passion.
The color of hope. There's always hope in the world of CrossCode.
And also water.
Whoops,
That's why we picked blue, because water is blue.
Water is like the liquid of life.
Yeah, something about that.
Oh man, I keep falling down.
Looks funny though. You played Alundra, right?
No, I played
The first one,
maybe
I
10
mean.
minutes of it.
Alright.
Yeah, 10
But
minutes.
but you are familiar with because the perspective is kind of exactly the same.
Yeah, that's right. But this perspective is also basically the same for many.
Yeah, but
other
I know what I
JRPGs.
mean is the possibility to stand on things, but also behind them. You know, you have
Oh,
those 3D physics.
Okay, yeah, that's. So that you
Yeah,
took that
Alundra
from
had the same kind of deal, but Alundra had some issues because you, at some point, oftentimes more than once, it was not possible to tell if you are behind something right now, which was really awkward in fights.
Okay, I can imagine. So you tell me if I find one of the two things I can do
Sure.
on this ship, okay? Because I don't know if this dialogue between Leia, Kala, and Jet.
No,
is
that's
supposed to be one of
story
those.
progression.
Okay, story.
You
we
know,
don't
but
want
story.
I mean, game is more important than story.
Well, you have to mix everything. That's right.
Yeah, well, I want to finish this stream at least till midnight or something.
Yeah, CrossCode is already a long game. Something happened
Yep.
that it got long.
I mean, I played for just 2 hours yesterday and told you I'm at Rocky Harbor, and I actually skipped basically everything up until Rookie Harbor in terms of text, and still took me 2 hours to get there. So yeah, that's much content for now.
Much
Very
content. Wow. Such
Much
content.
content. So doge.
So I see you trying to
Awesome.
test out jumping on stuff. I hope
Of
nothing
course.
breaks. I'm always terrified if people
Oh.
jump around.
I mean, I actually thought yesterday when I played on my own that I was stuck somewhere, but I was in Rookie Harbor, but I actually got out of there. So it seems like you thought of that either intentionally or accidentally. At least I wasn't stuck, is what I'm trying to say. Also, I just love this.
That's one
Easter egg
of
for
the
Zuckerberg,
small
so-
things added here. It was a gift for Felix when he was away for a week, and the NPC is also named
and
Felix
you
in
just snuck
the
that
editor.
game in there. Oh, okay. Wait, let me look at it again. Yeah, well, okay, blonde hair, that makes sense. You
Mm.
just don't see his face, that's all. But
I think
yeah,
you can't do the
Egg hunt.
second one now. The second not Easter egg, but small detail. So I know
Okay.
you played Dark Souls, so you know about lore, right? How important lore can be,
Yep.
and for me, it was important that we add dialogues between characters that are not in the story. You can find them, and there's some meaning to them, but you have to find them, right? You have to look out for them.
Yeah, that's awesome. You
Yeah.
never told me about that up until now.
Oh, I just saw a render bug. Yeah, when you
render
jump
bug?
on the table next to Carla, the stool next to her is over her, the chair.
Oh, yeah.
That's something we probably can't do anything against. Oh, can we? I think we can in this. Yeah, I just move her down a bit.
Of course you can. You can do
This should
everything.
work. There you can see that we don't use real 3D.
Yep. I can't jump on those beds. Why? I want to jump on
You
those
can.
beds, but I can't. Sure you can.
No. No.
I'm sorry. I'll just do the turret thing now. So I will probably point out 1 or 2 things later in the game to you, just so you know. It has to do with fights and me sucking at fights and maybe making them a little easier.
It's about the boss fight. We won't make it any easier.
Not this boss fight. The crab is totally fine. It's actually too easy for my taste.
Do you mean the blue hedgehog?
Whoa! No, I actually haven't.
Oh, hedgehog. The enemies are called.
Hedgehog,
Yeah,
sorry.
I just call it hedgehog too, but we call them hedgehogs because we are creative. Let's get creative.
Creativity is the key to success.
So this is this tutorial right now is actually contradictionary. I don't know the English word.
What
It's,
exactly do you mean?
It's not the same as the tutorials with Carla. So Carla had this organic way. She just moves you through the rooms. And here you have Jet basically telling you what to do. Because this was very important to us,
Okay.
because there are some mechanics in the game that we cannot explain well in an organic way. There's just no way. And this feature that you can throw balls very fast without losing focus is important for combat. The same goes for the shield. So you should know that the shield is something that activates when you just stand and press the dash button.
When I hold.
And there's actually more to it, which isn't explained here, but that's on purpose.
Yeah, I'm skipping the.
Yeah, it's
short
okay.
speed
It's
for now, because. No. I just because I accidentally said yes when Chad asked me to explain how aiming works, which is a little bit annoying because I mean you already did all this stuff.
do notice you
This
can
is just
press
the kind of
G
tutorial that I
and then
have.
G again to skip a cutscene. You can also toggle an option in the options menu to skip the confirmation dialogue. So you can just press G twice.
Yo, I noticed that yesterday that you can skip cutscenes in a very nice way, by the way, because you actually speed up the cutscenes by 1,000 times or something, and it's really nice because you actually get to see the cutscene at least a little bit. Else it sucks.
It's funny because the way we skip the cutscene is actually just because we didn't want to implement something that would jump to the end of an event, and just thought we just fast forward this, and it's okay.
Yeah, I actually think that's a better choice because you, as I said, you get to see the cutscene, which also means you still get to know what's going on and when you have to react when the cutscene's over.
Interesting to see this fight here that you try to use ranged attacks. Many people do that. Probably because the enemy uses ranged attacks too.
Yeah, I mean, it's the primary type of attack, so I'm using that most often. It just makes the most sense to me. Okay, so it took way too long.
Yeah, but here we try to, even though it's forced tutorial, we try to build it into the story, right? So you notice how it started to rain slowly, or maybe you didn't, and that's probably the best.
Yeah, that's right.
If we make it so that you don't even really notice the transition.
Yeah, it doesn't really annoy you or something. The rain just starts, and there it is. You don't really notice it, and that's good. It doesn't get in your way.
Yeah, no maker rain. It's just white. Without transparency.
Yup.
So did you know there's actually a funny name for this guy here, right?
Yeah, I know that there is, but
It's
I can't remember it.
Egyptian Mr. Freeze.
Oh, that's right. I somehow had Egyptian Vegeta or something in my head, but yeah, I can already tell the resemblance.
It was never our intention. We just...
Well, he looks Egyptian and he freezes a lot, so makes sense to me.
It's actually one of my favorite scenes so far, because Jet is just like using his language and it's just funny.
Yeah.
Did you just call me a nutcase? Nee, did you just call me immortal, you nutcase?
So it's boss fight time, finally. And this is what I mean, just the idle animation of the crab. It's so detailed, it's so amazing, just everything is moving and it's... oh my god.
It was done in 1 week, in one week where we met all in Hanover. T3 did all the sprites and Felix wrote this editor to put multiple sprites and entities together, and so we can make these complex animations. I think it was a very tiresome week, but the result was just pretty cool.
The result is, as I said, pretty awesome and amazing. And very Metal Slug-like.
I especially like how the crab really tries to move left and right.
Oh man, I suck. I almost fall down from the crystal.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, I'm learning by doing. I mean, this is something very important again. So you notice that there is no text information about hit the enemy there. So we just did that by... So there was, at the beginning there was no arrow there too. And there was no... in the first time there was no animation to the crystal with this animation on it. But we added those to make it more clear, and suddenly people understood just what to do.
Yeah, makes sense to me. I mean, I personally wouldn't need the arrow, because the crystal is, so to speak, crystal clear what you have to do. And but well, for people who don't know what a weak point for damage is, the arrow is
nice reference, bro.
Oh, don't make me blush.
Yeah, the whole idea for the boss basically is a homage.
Okay, but there was no real-time weapon change. You should think about real-time weapon changing.
But you only have the chakrams.
Well,
again, cool scene here with Jet just being badass.
yeah, he just flies in and is a badass, rescues everyone, and blows this dude up.
What's this? Can't handle your divine powers. Can't handle a proper explosion. The sass, right?
Yeah, it's so amazing.
We have to thank Felix for that one.
Seriously, but I actually thought that was something from you. Because I know you're sassy as well.
Color is kind of written by me. Of course, the character design is by Felix. But I kind of came up with her behavior and talking style and her background,
her character, basically.
So you were going to say?
I was just adding to what you said. Ouch,
Did it
I
again. Sorry.
die a lot.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Damn! What the hell? I think I'm jumping on the wrong cardboard box.
Oh yeah, just
Yes,
well,
I
you
am.
can do it.
Yeah, I got around now. Yesterday there was no problem. I instantly knew where I had to go, but today it's a bit. I think today I'm stupider as normal.
I can tell.
Thanks. I'm glad you can tell.
Great. How you just jumped down. Whatever, Carla.
Yeah.
I don't need you.
Yeah, this is you don't get stopped there because I'm on my way. I'm on my escape. So I think everything is already laid out where I have to go. That's why I jumped down there because I didn't expect Carla to put out those platforms.
Maybe we should do that. We should make it so that she just summons everything at once.
In my opinion, it would work already if you just stopped automatically on the before those platforms, so that she can.
Yeah, but then
summon
it would
those too.
feel like you would get hindered in your escape, right? You have to force stop and wait, because you can fall down and still go around.
Yeah,
It's still
that's
possible.
Yeah, that's right.
I think
That's what
something
I
nice
did.
to say to do would to be Carla saying something, right? She would say like, "What are you doing? Just wait."
Yeah, maybe.
Ooh.
This view of the planet too, this zoom out of the ship and zoom into the city is amazing. It just looks so awesome.
Thanks a lot. But again, Felix did this.
Who's making the
Intero,
music
yeah.
again? Intero, was it? He is actually pretty amazing. All the music feels totally 16-bit like, just like I'm playing a Super Nintendo game. And it really shows in these areas in Cross Central and Rookie Harbor.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I actually like that. I think they
Yeah, I
sound
mean-
like PlayStation 1 soundtracks.
Yeah, true, that's true. It sounds like a PlayStation 1 soundtrack in the style of a Super Nintendo soundtrack, you could say.
Yeah, that might could be.
Maybe
Intero
I'm
has
the
a
only
lot of
one who would say that,
influences, and he somehow just comes up with amazing music. I don't even know.
Yeah, I can totally see those influences because I mean, this right here sounds a bit like, yeah, it's a mixture of Final Fantasy and Terranigma basically. Oh, there's Emily, finally.
Yeah.
She's supposed to be
Yeah,
French.
She's
right?
French. Not perfectly well written French right now. So we have a lot of French fans. They always tell us that there's some changes we have to make to her, to the writing. Yeah, basically just
dialogue?
grammar and so.
Okay. So now it's puzzle time.
I really like this area, the one before the dungeon, because it's the first time you see other avatars, right? So suddenly you're not
Yeah,
with
that's right.
normal humans, but you are with other players, and
Yeah, you're not alone anymore in what you do basically, because everyone you meet is basically doing the same as you do, just at a different time and maybe a different online area, so to speak.
yeah,
I mean, it's still supposed to be a game
Yeah.
within a game.
these dungeons are instance inside the game.
Whoa.
We had to do it this way because we wanted Zelda dungeons. But if you think about MMOs, you usually don't have dungeons in which you solve these kind of puzzles.
That's right, yeah. But that's also because your kind of puzzles are relatively unique. With
Exactly, right. And you don't want other players messing around with your puzzles while you are inside the dungeon, so that's why we thought up. We have already the idea of how the avatars are made up, right? We have this matter called instant matter, and basically it's a very light matter that just can be formed into everything. It can't deal well with water though. That's the reason why if you jump into water, you always just get spawned at the edge of the water again. You just insta-die.
So, it sounds a bit like Assassin's Creed 1 to me, where the what was it? Altair couldn't swim because the simulation wasn't that advanced and stuff. Just because I now can access the quick menu, this is a little tidbit what I wanted to tell you anyways. The shift button wasn't especially clear to me. I didn't know it was
we
the
got
shift
that
button. I thought
feedback
it was
often.
the up arrow key.
So
Yeah, and I wondered why I didn't access the quick menu when I used the up arrow key and never actually thought about using the shift button.
yeah, that's going to change. So yes, we make a larger icon out of it.
Okay.
No problem.
Yeah, just left shift or right shift.
Not sure if we can
Down.
use left and right shift. It should probably work. It should definitely work.
I mean, most games use those shift buttons.
Yeah, but again, we use HTML5, so we have to use whatever HTML5 allows us.
Oh, right. And again, this game doesn't use that many buttons anyway, so if you have both shift keys, then whatever. I mean, you have your hand around the WASD keys most.
Yeah, so
of the
every
time
button
anyway.
should be around that area. That's what we try to do. But there are actually so much buttons that every button on the gamepad is used. And we still need some buttons.
Okay, so how do you work around that? Do you use just some buttons to? Do you have to hold down some buttons where you just press a button on the PC version, or?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what you already do with the quick menu. You can also, in the options, make it so that you only have to press once, and then the quick menu closes and opens independently. You don't have to hold it.
Yeah, that's noticed that already, but I actually do have to hold it. It adds a bit of suspense to the game too. I mean, of course, the game is set on pause once you open the quick menu, but when you're in a fight and open the quick menu, it just feels more natural to me personally to hold the button down to open the menu instead of pressing it once and then again to close
Yeah,
it.
sure. That's why we have both implementations.
Yep, because there are different people, not
Yeah,
everyone is
we have
like
lots
one.
of we have lots of options. I have to say. The option.
Yeah, I noticed that. I didn't know what to do with most of those options actually.
Yeah, maybe we should unlock them when you
Yeah, just-
first get to the point. But then again,
I mean, I'll show them off real quickly. All the options. You already have 4 tabs full of options, with the general options, of course, music volume and language and stuff. Then interface stuff I don't
you
even
can
know
hover
about.
over everything and it explains what it does.
Yeah, of course, but sometimes my English seems to be really, really bad, and I don't know what some of these stuff means. So Yeah, just to show that of how many options there are in this game. I'm doing something wrong.
I actually like how many interface options we have, but we have exactly 2 video options right now. Soon there will be 3, where you can change the aspect ratio of the game window.
Okay, what aspect?
No,
ratio
well,
I mean,
it's stated the
16:9
aspect
is
ratio will always be the same. It will always be 16:9.
Oh, okay.
And but you have 4 options how to handle this resolution. You either have it the original size, so what you play currently is probably twice, and fit
Alright.
fit to the size of the monitor. And
No, I'm actually playing
Alright, so
windowed mode. Oh no, I saw I'm actually playing a windowed mode because of the capturing software I use, but I would use full screen and 2 times pixel size if I played full screen.
yeah, so 2 times pixel size you wouldn't see. Would have a black border, right? So you have 2 other
right,
options. The first one is stretch, which is the current default option, just stretching. No, I think maintain aspect ratio, so it maintains the 16:9 ratio and stretches the game window as much as it can. And then there will be another option to stretch over the whole available screen.
Okay, so that the aspect ratio isn't. maintained
Yeah.
anymore.
The resolution stays the same, but
In
the
case
ratio
you're-
isn't.
It's good. So will those options be in the next version
Probably.
already,
They're
or
already
are
there.
they
They're
planned
already
for a-
there. We just hadn't enabled in the desktop version because we thought so. Actually, you only need maintain aspect ratio. But some people said that they have larger monitors, and we obviously can't change the resolution because of many things. First of all, you would see more than we expect, which would probably change lots of cutscenes and gameplay mechanics. The whole UI isn't optimized for a larger resolution. It's not like an MMO where the UI is simply scalable.
Yeah, I can see the problems also with cutscenes here that you told about basically. I mean, in cutscenes it's probably you spawn an entity outside of the viewable area, and if you have a different aspect ratio, suddenly there and you see more of the screen basically. Suddenly there pops out a character that you normally couldn't see in the correct aspect ratio.
Equipment time.
Yeah, equipment time. This is one of the things I had to do so often yesterday because of the upcoming fight. Maybe I really just suck at fighting, but the third phase of the fight is just so hard. I know that I can stun the big robots that are coming up with a shot, but in the heat of the fight, I just don't seem to get it all the time.
Yeah, maybe we should.
Also,
yeah, maybe
I get hit a lot.
we should nerf this a bit. But basically, in the first phase, we want you to use close combat because there are lots of small enemies, and you already know them from the cargo ship, and then we mix in a new enemy, suddenly a bigger version, and
yeah. Yeah, but the problem here is you have 3 of the big enemies and I think 7 or so of the smaller ones, and the big enemies just overwhelm you. It's I know there's a very obvious charging animation. It even says charging, but yeah, you just get overwhelmed, especially to talk while you do it like right now. No, oh, I'm close to dying. And I'm dead. So let's see how often I die here.
Actually, maybe we should add some kind of save point right before the fight starts, so you don't have to do the same again and again.
Yeah, or maybe you what I would prefer is a checkpoint after every phase, maybe. So if you die at the third phase, then you start at the third phase again.
That's a little bit harder to add, I have to say. But we wanted to change the save system a little bit anyway, so that when you die, you don't lose all your experience. It's more like Xenoblade, where you just get teleported back to the last landmark you passed, or the start of the map. And you keep your items and your experience, because dying, game over shouldn't be a problem in Crossworlds, right? It's an MMO.
Yeah, right. I mean, I haven't played many MMOs, basically just World of Warcraft, and there is when you die, you spawn at the nearest graveyard and can go back to your corpse. I think that wouldn't make much sense in CrossCode for story reasons. I don't know. You can probably
we could
say more
make
about
it
that.
so, yeah, but I think it's annoying for a game that's a game inside a game, where you have to really do all this MMO stuff. So there's some kind of thing where we just say, alright, it's not like an MMO here. For the purpose of a single-player game, we change it. So I already see what we could do here is actually make the larger bots less aggressive.
Yeah, maybe. The smaller ones are pretty aggressive too, but you can at least easily dodge them, while the big ones charge at you 3 times, which is...
Now you should get... you got your level up, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So when I played it yesterday, there was no problem with level up.
No, you should always be guaranteed level 4 after you finish the dungeon.
Okay.
No matter what you do, even if you be a speedrunner and skip some things, you will always be level 4. We made sure of that.
Oh no, it's a turret boss again. I died very often at this turret too, but more out of stupidity than anything else.
Yeah, I actually think this boss is very well balanced, but it's my personal idea. I think it's very, very Zelda-like. Especially since the turret is actually smart enough to notice that you switched the switches.
Yeah, he immediately shoots the switch. I think only on the right.
Yeah, he always uses the right.
I think
but,
I tried it out with both switches. Both switches do the same anyway.
I like how Sergei is foreshadowing this thing incoming.
Yeah, with his evil face.
Don't forget your defense. Defense.
I forget my defense all the time.
There's going to be a perfect guard mechanism. We talked about this a couple of days ago, right? About Metal Gear Rising and how awesome perfect guard can be. So there's going to...
Yeah. So if the perfect guard in CrossCode is just half as awesome as in Metal Gear Rising, it's still going to be pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of like that. At least we want to be, so you can rebuff shots and stun enemies when they attack you. Actually, there's also a small invincibility window when you dash. So you actually have, at the beginning you have 3 frames of invincibility, but there is a little bit of a bug. Right now, enemies are updated before the player. which makes it so that when you dash and then check the collision, there already was the collision check with the enemies. So there's one frame loss. So you always have to think one frame ahead if you want to correctly use it at 60 frames.
That's good to know. And I'm pretty proud of myself because I didn't die at the turret.
The second time.
The second time.
Yeah, I think it's actually okay from based on difficulty. It was a bit easier, but we had to buff it a bit because you were at a higher level. But I think it works pretty well.
It is pretty good. I don't think it's that hard. It's maybe really just that hard when you play it the first time, but once you know the pattern and everything, it's just easy. Just takes a bit longer than you want, maybe, but well, it's a boss. What do you expect? It has more advantage.
There was the big upgrade. Finally,
yeah.
Circuit menu.
Zero board. I mean, it's obvious that it's inspired by Final Fantasy X.
This was done the same week when we did the crab boss. So while Felix worked on the editor and the system for the bosses, I worked on the menu, which was a huge pain in the ass too.
Okay. Yeah, I remember you always telling us that that the menu was a pretty hard thing to do. Always frustrating.
And right now, actually, a ghost of this stupid menu haunted me with a bug in the map menu, which has basically the same control scheme. And there was a really, really weird bug. But thankfully, we found it, or better, Felix. For some reason, something had a value that shouldn't have a value. It was so weird. But it made sense in the end.
And this is the most cringeworthy nickname of all time.
It's the best nickname of all time.
No, it's not. Oh my god. I almost vomited yesterday.
Next to the heart attack.
Next to the heart attack.
I think it's pretty smart.
Also, I had to sneeze.
It was. I mean, we came up with. We searched for a name, and we definitely needed a nickname. And I mean, you have to say it's like the best thing you can come up with.
Well, it's stupid in a good way.
Yeah, but actually, I mean, you kind of have the Millionator here, but really, the character Fancy Guy here is the best.
Yeah. There's just one word missing. Just a big rejection. We're at level 4.
I like how Intero made the music for this. Just right.
Yeah, it sounds very Ace Attorney-like. Just in a CrossCode style. How about no? I bet $1,000 that you came up with that line. How about no?
Again, not me.
Damn it! Just lost $1,000.
I mean, maybe I came when we discussed how the character, he's called Jörn, came up with. He talks to this character who's the green-haired character who's called Apollo. And maybe I said that, but I don't remember writing it down somewhere.
I mean, it was just it's a sentence that you brought up a lot when we talked about just about everything, and all the time you just have to say, "How about no?" And I just said, "How about F you?"
Keep it PG, man.
It's PG enough.
Actually, how do you like the tutorials for the menus?
They're pretty good. I mean, they also tell you what you have to do, what it's all about, and nothing hard there. Actually.
Very good.
I'm now at the.
Yeah, go north to
station
the
Cross Central.
thing.
Yeah. Wait. I just wanna say. This reminds me so much of Chrono Trigger, and this is why I like it so much. Because Chrono Trigger has the end of time, which is the hub for the game, for those games' time zones, and all the warps from the time zones are also laid out diagonally, just like this, and it's really awesome. And yeah, the NPC. Do you want me to talk to
No,
this
there's.
NPC
You can
or
see
to
Rookie Harbor
that guy who?
if you go up.
Oh yeah, and that's what I saw yesterday already. I mean, isn't there a guy even that tells you, hey?
Only
here
if you talk to
again,
him
it's
in
Rookie
the
Harbor, can
first
you
part
see
of
it?"
the game.
I thought so, because he just
Yep.
says almost there.
It's
now.
again something Dark Soulish, so it's very context sensitive what people tell you and how they talk to you.
Yeah. And this hub, I already told you yesterday, I think, but this hub is all, it's called Cross Central. All kinds of amazing. You just see that this game is played by people, because so many people are warping in and going to their areas where they have to do stuff. And oh man, it's so awesome. You just have that feeling that you are not alone playing this game. And my god,
It's definitely
so amazing.
something different from other games that were in a game. So in .hack, right, you would never see players just come in, and you wouldn't always see players running around. So when you are in Rookie Harbor, you will see players run around from one exit to the other.
Yeah, but it's not just this. As another example, in Final Fantasy
Alright,
12,
yeah.
there are a lot of bounty hunters and pirates and stuff, but you only see your personal group going around and slaying monsters. It's never anyone else. You'd never see anyone else fighting monsters and stuff. And that's what I think breaks the immersion a bit. You did just the right thing by putting so many NPCs that even my PC just started to
Yeah,
drop
this
some frames
is very
actually.
intensive.
And it just, there's this factor of as I said, not being alone. You have other people playing the game in this game. It's just amazing. I just can't say
Yeah, thanks
more
again.
than
Again,
that.
this was something Felix did. The central hub, the mapping for it, the graphics for it. And he also came up with the idea of having NPCs run around. We talked about this a lot earlier, that we wanted this dialogue now, the first quest you can do here, this dialogue is done by me.
Yeah, I thought so, because nobody but you would use
You have to
Chilliwack
talk to
and
him when
stuff.
you finish with the quest.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, but we always talked about this, that we wanted players always also to fight. So, you just said it, right? So it would be cool if you would have see players fight in the areas. And that's something
that-
we
that
want
would
to
be
do.
pretty
I'm not
awesome.
sure if we can, but we want to try.
Maybe there are people you can help out or something.
In that sense, yeah.
When they have trouble with the boss and it's constantly respawning or something, and they get to be your a party member, so to speak, for a short period of time or something. That's what I can see in this game. Okay, that's it for CrossCode Pro Skater 5.
Yeah, there are going to be more quests like that. The quest system is very flexible like that. We made it so in a way that we can basically hook the system up to our other systems, right? So, for instance, you have to talk to a person, then you have to solve a puzzle, and after that you have to talk to someone, and it's all done via one simple step. And also, I mean, you know that in the RPG Maker it was always difficult to handle multiple quests. So you would you had to know where every quest were. The quest would start there, then you had to do this and that.
Yeah, that's right. In the RPG Maker, you would have to use a tremendous amount of switches and variables, and it just wouldn't lead you anywhere. I mean, I saw enough RPG Maker games where the developer or developers had problems managing multiple quests that you started, and it just got more and more buggy. So I think the system you have might be very more manageable.
Yeah, I mean, there's still some kind of event coding we had to do, but we can actually track the quests. So there's a database editor similar to RPG Maker, where every static quest, we always call them static quests, is maintained. That is to say that there will always be kind of custom, random quests. So things like fetch quests, we can actually generate those and have you solve them. And for every people that likes to grind, we add this option. But similar to Xenoblade, there will be important quests, and every static quest is important.
Sounds pretty good, because I mean it just makes everything easier from the development side, I guess.
Definitely, yeah. We definitely wanted something that is easier to maintain. I mean, we had some quests previously, prior to the quest system, and while we switched from the old system to the new, we came into all sorts of bugs because suddenly something was not right, and because we had to use switches, basically. So, speaking in RPG terminology.
Okay, right now, I don't know if you already see this on the stream. There's this NPC saying, I thought there was an entrance over there. Is there an entrance anywhere? Because I don't know what he's referring to.
I'll have to wait for that one.
Yeah.
I guess. Can't spoil anything right now.
So
I actually see some visible inconsistency there I have to fix. The metal line, the slope metal line above the head of the guy who's sitting there runs exactly diagonal to a wall a bit lower where the big boxes you destroyed are. It looks a bit weird, I think, so I have to change that.
Okay. I can see it right now, but you know what you're talking about, so.
Actually, as a person who comes from a town that uses lots of timbered wood houses, what do you think about the design of them, of Rookie Harbor?
I really like those. Those are just the right mixture of old and new sci-fi style houses. So I'm pretty amazed how they look. I mean, in my town there are a lot of those. You already saw them once, and I really like how they look here. I mean, a little bit impossible sometimes, but maybe that's just me.
Yeah, perspective is not always 100% correct.
It's not about the perspective. It's more about all those wooden beams. They look so.
There's actually a system to it.
To me,
if you look closely, there is a system to it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, they all look kind of symmetrical, but I think there's missing a beam. You don't see it right now, but when I twirl the mouse cursor a little bit over a certain spot, it just breaks the symmetry of the house, basically. So I don't really know
I can see what you mean, yeah.
Right now, what I have to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm actually. Oh, I think I.
You can go wherever you want.
Or I get. Yeah, I know. I mean, it already said end of story. Just have to do some quests now. But this is basically the part that I didn't see yet. I just played until Rookie Harbor, until it says...
don't forget to talk to the NPC who's looking at you all the time. She's the teleporter for now.
Okie doke. Ah, yeah, okay.
Yeah, welcome to Autumn's Rise. This is kind of the area for us where we started to really develop a outdoor mapping style. This map especially was still done without our height system, and that's the reason why this looks so flat. Because it was done by hand,
well,
and later on we would use a system that we just draw cliffs and it would automatically generate correct heights.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Screw flowers. Flowers are evil. Oh wait, there's a chest. Ooh. Sandwich. So every health item is a food item, right? Okay, thanks Steam for telling me that I can play games. Thought I switched off those messages. Whoa. Did this thing just shuriken?
Yes, it did.
This mole. What the hell? I'm close to death, I should.
It's sure you can't, you.
Sure it did. Ah. Okay, I'm dead.
So now you see a problem with dying. You have to do everything again from the start of the map, and it's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, but that's okay, I guess. If it's the start of the map, it's totally okay. Just for longer fights, it's a bit annoying that you don't start out where you died. So, you said there was another area I wasn't at yet. You said something
the Autumn Rise.
Autumn Fields and Autumn Rise.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, there's Bergen Trail, which comes after Autumn's Rise. So you have to walk through the whole of, not the whole, but you can follow the regular path of Autumn's Rise, and get to Bergen Trail.
Yeah, I will do that right now, just to show off the...
After we had people forced in such a linear environment for such a long time, we have to give them freedom. Oh.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, tutorial's over, so...
Yeah, there are going to be more tutorials. Like, did you actually check out the circuit menu and activated some special skills?
I don't think so.
Those are actually missing proper explanation, the special skills. You have to go to the info area for now to talk to the 4 NPCs you saw in Rookie Harbor. But you can activate them by pressing space,
I think
basically, and doing an action. So close combat and pressing space activates close combat special skills. Aiming and pressing space does long range specials. Shielding and pressing space, shield special, and dashing, pressing into a direction, dashing and simultaneously pressing spacebar will give you a dash special. But you have to activate them in the menu.
Okay, I just skipped that right now because I really just want to show off Bergen Trail now. So that everyone saw everything. And so that I saw Bergen Trail especially because I didn't see that yet. Oh, I think are those high-level character enemies now? Red hedgehogs and black.
Bovine.
Bovine. Okay.
Yes, those are pretty strong. You would get probably killed in one hit right now, especially with the starting equipment.
So, okay. So I'm just running around right now until I get to Bergen Trail. This area is really huge. I didn't expect.
And that's
it to
just
be
a
that
regular
huge.
path.
Yeah,
That's just
a
a tutorial level.
That's just the tutorial level.
You don't have to talk to him.
But I do want. I want to know what he's saying. Okay, no, I don't want 25 chests right now. Oh, this looks so much like Terranigma. Colors and everything remind me totally of Terranigma. The music sounds a bit like Chrono Cross, though.
You have to ask Terra for that. I always try to keep a kind of fresh mind and a original mind about the music. So I always think that this is so original. I never heard that before, even though it reminds me of something.
I mean, it just reminds me of Chrono Cross.
Yeah,
I
at
don't
this
mean
point,
that
I mean, I heard it.
exactly
I
the same
hear it
style
all
or
the time when I'm testing. So for me, it's really just the theme for this area. I couldn't imagine it without it. Oh, you understood without explaining the jump panels.
Well, I I walked up to them and understood. Oh, they pushed me up. So I mean, what else am I supposed to think that this is? It's obvious that it does something close and yeah. Or were they the people that did?
No, I think everyone understood it, which is good.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, no, even bunnies are.
Yeah, you can't
I
survive.
don't think I will.
You have had to be at least level 10 to survive here.
Okay, no,
And you didn't
I
even
think I saw
activate
that
any
before.
passive skills in the tree. So in that sense, it's kind of like Final Fantasy X. You have to activate them if you want to win. Right now, you're actually going the off-road path. So Bergen Trail is a little bit more diverse in its paths, which was important to us. So we wanted that the Autumn area was a little bit linear, with maybe one off path and some branches, and Bergen Trail was more about multiple paths and those paths join and
here's a goat with a mechanical back, basically. This totally reminds me of Mother 3. I don't think that Mother 3 was any inspiration to you, but there too are many animals that are just fitted with mechanical parts or scrambled together from other animals. So I actually like this mechanical goat. Is what I'm trying to say.
Wow, you used a lot of words for that.
Yeah, of course. I wanted to explain why I
It's
like
totally
it,
cool.
you know?
I mean, a lot of people also say the game reminds them a lot of Phantasy Star, and we don't ever played Phantasy Star, so there you go. Go the right path. Go right. Go right. Go right. Go right.
Alright, Okay, let's see if I can track down the last 15 seconds and then go right. I think this is where it really won't go right. Or...
The map where you...
Oh. No, I think I'm on the right path now. This is too high up. I actually feel kind of dizzy knowing that this is that you can see clouds below and stuff. Because I'm very afraid of heights. Oh, this is amazing. It still makes me feel dizzy, dizzy though.
I like this map. I like the map a lot. I mean, I did this map, but I still like it. On a.
It though it does have some questionable geometry because and let me go back a bit.
Yeah, it doesn't make doesn't really.
It does make a lot of sense. It looks like it's a rock platform in the sky, more or less, that extends over a field of something, and doesn't make much sense. But to your defense, I wouldn't have to make.
I just like the strong mapping in this one, like the curves and everything. And
why are yeah? Just tell me right now, why is the snowman evil?
It's a evil snowman.
Yeah, but I just walked up to him.
Yeah, he's getting aggro when you get close to him. Later on, there will be a system where enemies get only aggro when you have lesser level. So.
Okay. So basically, also a bit like
right.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is the end of Bergen Trail.
Okay, so if this is the end of Bergen Trail, then this might as well be the end of this stream.
Alrighty.
So, I mean, I saw a lot more of CrossCode than I ever saw before, and I thank you so much for joining me and telling a bit about CrossCode. I mean, of course, we know us for a long time, but
I mean, you can just you just give me the money later, right?
Yeah, of course, money is
right.
Basically in the mail.
Right.
So, okay, so thanks everyone who is still watching, and thanks everyone who was watching, and also thanks everyone who will be watching this on YouTube. So, if you like this game, check it out. It's on Steam
$20
for
in early access. It's currently in early access for $20.
Yeah, so buy this game for $20 in early access. It just helps the development of the game even further, and please help them make this game as awesome as it can be, because it already is extremely awesome. It just has to become even better than that. So if you would do that, that'd be fine. A link is in the description below the video on YouTube then, and I will see you next time with a different game. So, bye-bye.
Is it aus?